if things are not just going from bad to worse, I mean, when you sit up here and listen to this news right here in reference to this shooting of this North Miami police officer shooting this unarmed black man that was laying on his back with his hands up with an autistic client, and he was communicating with the cops directly. The sad part about it is that now it's being reported that the bullet that struck Charles Kinsley, notice they're revealing him. We still yet don't know who the cop is. We don't know if, I guarantee you he ain't in jail, because if something like this happened with us, we would be in jail, pending trial, waiting to stand before the judge. But isn't it amazing, the double standard that goes on? You see, we have a presumption of guilt against us, and that's why he was treated as such. But the police are presumptions of innocence, because if we would have did what this police done, we'd have been locked up in jail, and they'd have been calling for incarceration for a very long time, if not the death penalty. For actually, it's amazing. And when you really look at it, the only difference between us and the police officer is a uniform and the state, and that's it. It's sad. But this is sad. I would be ashamed to even report something like this. The bullet that struck Charles Kinsley, what's the name of the police officer? Anyway, was meant for a client with autism, police union head. North Miami police officer who shot unarmed mental health worker Charles Kinsley did so accidentally. That's bull crap. He was actually aiming at Kinsley. You mean to tell me you was getting ready to shoot and kill a autistic man? That's what you're going to do, who presented no threat to you at all? You got scope, you got guns. Anyway, I'm going to try to stay the course on this article before I let passion get in the way. All right? He was actually aiming at Kinsley, autistic, charge, who was holding what turned out to be a toy truck. The police union representative officer said that the North Miami, Florida officer whom Kinsley encountered thought that his life was in danger because the 23-year-old charged Rinaldo was holding an object thought to be a gun in his hands. John Rivera, president of Dade County Police, Benevolent Association, said that Thursday in a press conference. The officer aimed at Rinaldo. What is the officer's name? Who has autism, and fired 3 rounds from a rifle, but ended up wounding Kinsley instead. Anyway, cell phone video of the incident shows Kinsley lying on his back with his arms stretched out in the air, repeatedly explaining the situation to the officers not to fire. But Rivera says the officer couldn't hear his plea. That is bull crap. How's the officer couldn't hear his plea? And these people who was a whole lot farther back than the officer, you can actually hear his voice on the phone. Mr. Kinsley did everything right, Rivera told the reporters at the union's office. What the officer didn't know were the white individual's intentions. He thought Mr. Kinsley was about to be killed. That's the reason why that they wanted to take time, so they could spin this whole entire narrative to get you to be sympathetic towards their stupid, sorry, incompetent story. You hear it all? He thought that Mr. Kinsley was about to be killed. He thought of Mr. Kinsley about to be killed, but this sorry police officer who can't shoot worth a damn, couldn't hit the broadside of a damn barn. Instead of shooting the guy that he thought that was a threat and stuff, he shoots the victim. Let me tell you something. You police, let me practice restraint. Rivera called a press conference in order to dispel fears that Monday incident was another example of police officers shooting a black suspect for no reason. Folks, this is not what the rest of the nation is going through, Rivera said. This is not the case of police abuse. This is a case where a police officer was trying to save Mr. Kinsley's life, and unfortunately, his shot went astray, he added. Let me tell you something. Y'all full of shit. I ain't even read no more. Good night. Have a good weekend.